Well, good morning, Camarillo seniors. We're back. We're sorry about last week. That we had quite a week here in Camarillo with the Laguna fire. The seniors at the Anacapa, the Vintage Anacapa, were evacuated. That was fun. We had a lot of discussion afterwards. So we'll see and try and figure out these problems that are right there in our face and could happen again. God forbid, we need to be prepared though, and there's some avenues that are going to be offered to us. Well, I just want to say good morning. Wonderful rainy morning that we've got here today. I'm your host, Booie Brandt, and we've got our producer, Bob Allen, with the KDTV program. What we've got, let's see, we've got a lot going on. I just one good thing is tonight is the movie night, and down at 7 p.m. in the media room, we're going to show The Art of Racing in the Rain. And it was our book club, our first book club book here at the apartments. Wonderful book. It can be a tearjerker. It's about a young man that goes up through the ranks of car racing. So there's some great scenes about the racing, and but it's all seen through the eyes of his dog, Enzo, who I think is either a famous race car driver, or he invented a Lamborghini or something. It'll be a good movie anyway. It'll be fun to watch. So for not just a female type of audience, it's an all-round, it's a tearjerker. There's a love story in it, but it's pretty entertaining and pretty good. That's that. The other thing is Thursday night around between 6 and 8 is Mr. Softy comes around. And a couple of weeks ago, I saw him. I was out walking up the road a ways, and I heard the music and saw people going and walking away with beautiful sundaes and twisted vanilla chocolate twists. And they said that they try to come out every Thursday night. So I asked them if they wouldn't come to our parking lot where people, don't have to walk across the street to and up the hill. And sure enough, there she was last Thursday. You can get yourself a root beer float. Brought me back to my childhood. As the weather gets nicer, we can all sit outside out by the fire pit and eat our sundaes or whatever, and then just enjoy a nice memory and delicious Mr. Frosty, who's been around forever, right? The other thing that we were discussing was Super Bowl Sunday down in the community room in the kitchen. So bring your chips and salsas and whatever you want to eat while you're watching the Super Bowl game. So producer Bob says it's probably going to start around 12. Pre-show is around 11, but we'll try and get that up and going for everybody here who doesn't have, cable or whatever it is to watch the game, and have some fun. I love eating, and that I couldn't tell you a thing about football, but I like all the cheering, and I can cheer when somebody makes a touchdown. So that'll be a fun day for us here. We did want to, from the fires came some wonderful information. And I know Monica here and several other people are going to join this certification program with the CSUCI and the fire department. And that training is coming up on March 4th. It's going to include, let's see, first aid training. Let me see this. All of this is be working with the fire chief and the police that come in case of an emergency. We would be checking residents, first aid training, triage, information for the community, like where the fire is or what happened with the earthquake or whatever, traffic and crowd control, and light rescue, I guess. We talked at the resident committee last night about having either walkie-talkies. The name of the woman, there's only 14 spots left. But if you want to take a part of it, Monica put down the flyers down in the main lobby area, or you can get in touch with Maggie Tugas. And she has there's no telephone number, but there is her email, which is MAGGIE dot Maggie dot Tugas, TOUGAS at csuci.edu. So even if you just go onto the CSUCI website and put in Maggie Tugas, you'd come up to her information. And she's a community outreach kind of person. So if you want to sign up for those, we talked about the buddy system, which kind of worked out pretty well. I know here on my third floor, we were able to help some people. But we found out by talking with everyone that there were some glitches. Some healthcare workers weren't able to get into the property to help their people. So we really need some kind of an alert system to alert people in the hallway or whatever if somebody's got a wheelchair or some kind of like a oxygen tank, things like that. Some people have animals, more than one. So getting them down a third flight of stairs or whatever, we need to be aware of that and see if we're willing to be a part of this. What they would choose in the certification program would be a marshal for each floor. And then that marshal would have 2 or 3 people that would assist in helping the people that, really need the help. I tell you, walking down those stairs with somebody that needed to be in a wheelchair was really rough. Even the fireman was having a hard time. So we're going to work those things out. We'll have that meeting. I think Maggie is coming before the meeting to talk with our managers here and with with Aaron, just so that we can snuff out all the glitches that might happen. And I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited that we're taking this first step and being proactive here at our community and not just, thinking only of ourselves. So that's a good one. Look for those flyers downstairs or give Maggie Tugas a email. The other thing is let you know about the doggy situation, picking up the poop and everything. Producer Bob met with Donnie and the Bishop Leland, and they are going forward. They have to create a proposal for the new doggy waste sites that will be in the parking lot area outside, here at Anacapa. Please be aware, curb your dog and be respectful of other people. It is a health hazard. And some of the larger dogs leave quite a lot of droppings. I've got pictures where they're bigger than my foot, so let's get that together here. It's just a simple, if you need bags, that's why we figured sometimes people run out of bags. I know I have with a service dog that I walk, and I had, you don't know what to do because there's this big plop there and you got nothing to pick it up with. So let's be careful. Billiard night has been moved to the 2nd and 4th Tuesdays. And it was a great group last time. I'm looking forward to this next time. You want to sign up down below. I think Alan's going to have a sign up sheet if necessary, if you're going to be part of the teams that are going to compete. But don't worry about it. Just show up. I'm sure they'll be really glad to have anybody that wants to partake in that mathematical genius type of game. It blows me away. It still does. That those balls can go into the pockets just by hitting it with the stick. The book club is meeting the 2nd Wednesday, and that's in the of course the billiard game is in the game room. The book club is in the library and office area downstairs. And the new book was The Nature of the Beast, which evidently was a British or a Canadian television show for a long, long time. And it's centered around characters in this one little town called Three Pines. I found it kind of exciting. The other thing that got me was that the main character, there was a little diner that everybody kind of met in, and they actually created a cookbook called The Nature of the Feast, because a lot of the times he would come in and get a sandwich and it would be a pear and apple sandwich with goat cheese, or some other people would be sitting there with a carrot and turnip soup or something. So they actually, I would get hungry while I was reading the book because, the inspector was walking around with a ham sandwich in his hand and somebody else was drinking a cafe latte with cinnamon. And it was like, oh my gosh, I want to be there. But they actually made a cookbook for it. So that was interesting. I'm going to try and bring one of the recipes to our meeting next Wednesday. And that was fun. But we'll be choosing after Wednesday. There'll be anybody's welcome, and we'll be choosing a new book. So come on down if you're interested in that kind of discussion. We've got the Valentine's Day uh, evening coming up here. It's just going to be impromptu community kitchen area and coffee. If you want champagne and stuff like that, you have to bring your own. But it still might be a nice, relaxing evening down there. And that starts at 7 p.m. Galentine is part of that too. So you girls, if you don't have, a handyman next to you, grab your friend and come down and enjoy just the music and the nice evening. Oh, what was the other thing? Oh, I did want to mention to everybody that February 12th, SCE has a planned power outage. So get your candles, get your LEDs, get your sun catchers or whatever uh, but it's supposed to be over with by 3 p.m., but you know how that's been. It's, another, then we're going to make it 6 p.m. and then it was 8 p.m. and then it's 10 p.m. So just be prepared. It's going to start at 8:30 Wednesday, February 12th. And that also means that the elevators will not be working. So hopefully we'll have the generator up and there'll be lights in the hallway, but you want to just be wise, be careful, and make some plans for that, spend the night at your your children's house or some friend's house or something if you can't make it all the way back up those stairs. Bonnie is still doing her yoga. We've had some illnesses going around, especially after the fire. I know my lungs I felt like I smoked a pack of cigarettes. So I start coughing. But she's doing her yoga, but she's also going to start a dancercise class. So if you're interested in that, her yoga class this next time is going to be in the craft room because over there at the villas, evidently it was too cold and they wouldn't let her turn the heat up or something. So she wants her people to be comfortable. You're going to bring your mat to the craft class, and that's Mondays at 10:30. And she's going to start a dancercise class. So she'll have that information there, or I'm sure later on she'll put it out front. Aria still has her yoga class. So then she also has dance movement in her class on Thursday nights. So we've got a lot going on here. Let me see, what was the other one? Fire safety marshals. Oh, Janice Parvin. I met her a couple of years ago at a county event. She has been elected county chair, board of supervisors. For county, she's going to be very involved with county services. So if you've got something you need to discuss and talk, maybe the potholes in our road down the way, one of them is the size of a Volkswagen. Her number is 805-955-2300. Or you can contact her at supervisor dot Parvin, Parvin, at ventura.org. And I really think we as seniors need to let these people know what our needs are. And there's going to be more of us baby boomers, there's going to be more. So if we can communicate and get some balls rolling, the squeaky wheel gets the grease. She's a really nice lady, and I'm hopeful for what she's going to do here for Ventura County. And so Board of Supervisors, County Services, and that's, whether we need a the trolley or some kind of transportation to come here, especially after the fire. That was a little bit of a fiasco, but they're going to try and work that out. Some people got transportation to the community center, but others it couldn't even make it in, so they had to sit in on the way, and they had no clue what was going to be happening. They were safe. The firemen made sure they were safe, but they had to stay here. So let's pull on her ear for what our needs are. I think that's pretty close to what oh yeah, to what I've got. There was one really nice suggestion by our friend Don, and he suggested that we get a either a horseshoe link somewhere around the building. That would be nice. The best location he found was near the fire pit, but I don't know if I'm on the first floor, if I wanted to hear that clink clink all day long, I remember that. Or some other games like we talked about, the cornhole, um, and some other games that could be played out there by the pool area. That would be a fun activity. So if you come up with something, I don't think we have enough room for like a badminton. That won't break anybody's window, but uh, yeah, if you come up with some ideas, let us know. Just contact us at kdtv.net. I'm not, producer Bob, is that .com or .net?
.com.
.com, okay.
Yeah.
And, or if you see us in the hallway, let us know. It's Bob Allen and me, Booie Brandt. We'd be glad to pass that on to, we're gonna pass it on to the management company and let them know that some of the things we want would be some fun games and stuff. I think that's all I've got. This is good for today. The weather's supposed to be nice and drizzly and no landslides, hopefully. I know Bob is working on the KSPN TV Sports Center, and there's some wonderful plans in mind by June for the Caneo players. California League, right? Is that right, Bob?
The Caneo Oaks.
Caneo Oaks, okay. Yeah, so that should be fun, especially if you've got grandchildren. Have it broadcast. It's going to be great. Local news and sports. So that's coming up. Uh, we just hope you have a great and wonderful day. Stay dry, stay safe, and keep communicating, okay? And we'll see you next time. All right. Bye-bye.